clubs with everything still on the line to play for as we enter the final match day of the season.
Football between both teams. The Harbour View struggling in Jamaica Premier League this season. Sits at 13th in Jamaica Premier League this season, just ahead of Spanish Town Police, who is relegated this season. There's a lot to play for Harbour View.
Of course, Cavalier, as I mentioned before, know that tonight have victory combined with an Arnott Gardens slip-up in the commentary.
You look at the last 5 times these teams has played, with both teams win one and drew 3. So this will be an intriguing battle here at and drew 3. So this will be an intriguing battle here at this wonderful venue as well for football. Stadium is and it will be Cavalier kicking from right to left. The first wicket at the encounter.
And of course Reid will be the danger man today. Second top scorer in the league this season with 20 goals. Of course had a great season last year as well, but he's really taken up a level, put some pressure on the defending champions.
This one flicked on by Ainsworth, just a classy.
Put some pressure on the defending champions.
This one flicked on by Ainsworth, just a classy player. Finds back Ainsworth, he has space. And broken up by Harbour View on this occasion. Not the best of effort this time, and easily palmed. By Davis in goal. He finds Gavin Burton, former Kingston College defender, and he whips this one on field, looking for Brown, who also has 17 goals this season. Finds Trayvon Reid on this occasion, tussled, and the throw-in awarded to Harbour View. Kane quickly finds Deacon, he really dominates the middle of the park. This is a lovely turn from Deacon, and gets by his marker. Still Deacon. Beautiful footwork, but broken up, and good defensive work coming in from Gavin Burton. Finds his captain Trayvon Reid, and steal by Ainsworth. He has space, 3, and good defensive work. Lovely football here for Harbour View. Over on the left they find Trayvon Reid through the legs, gets away from one, looking for Chung. And he has possession. Finds Reid. Oh, lovely. Gets away from his marker. Not a lot of options inside. Good defensive work. And it's out for a corner kick to Harbour View.
Harbour View have really started this game with some urgency, and of course, as I mentioned before, both teams have everything to play for, but Harbour View in particular will want to secure their top flight status, so they've really upped the intensity, and considering they looked pretty resigned to their fate in that 4-0 loss recently to Dumbo Holden, they've rebounded well, won both their games since then, and they look pretty dangerous now, putting Cavalier on the back foot.
And young Reese going across to take this corner kick, and it will be an in-swinging. 7 Harbour View players are waiting this delivery. It's a loopy one, and all the way towards the back post, and goal kick awarded by referee Parchment. We're approaching 4 minutes in the first half so far. It's all Harbour View in possession. Now it's with Cavaliers. Long searching delivery. Looking for Massacre, whips inside and deflected off the defender Gavin Burton. It's out for a corner kick, the first for Cavalier.
Mentioned Harbour View's form coming into this game. They've won their last 2 games, but Cavalier are arguably the most unformed team in the league right now. Won 4 of their last 5 games, unbeaten in their last 5, and just as they did last season, really ramping up in terms of form towards the back end of the season, and after which of course they went on that run in the playoffs where they really stepped up, especially on the defensive end. They'll be hoping to continue.
Ainsworth with this corner kick, a decent one inside, and it out for just wide of the upright, and it's out for a goal kick to Harbour View, but that was a beautiful delivery inside from Ainsworth.
Of course, one of the best set piece takers in the league, and meeting that header there was, meeting that cross rather with his head was Adrian Reid, of course, whose father would have represented the nation in his playing days. also represented Waterhouse and Portmore. But Adrian Reid, great footballer in his own right, been great this season for Cavalier.
Burton whipped up field. And all the way back to the man in goal, Scott for Cavalier. Oh, lovely from Len, beautifully done. Looking for young Scott on this occasion, broken up, but still Cavalier in possession. All the way back to the defensive line. And this one whipped up field, and good defensive work coming in on this occasion from Reese. And it's all for a throw in to Cavalier.
Of course, some young talents you mentioned before, as Kimari Scott wins a foul there. A number of young talents on display today in this game. Of course, not least Kimari Scott, who of course won the Manning Cup with Excelsior, had a stellar individual campaign as well as experiencing collective success, but also the matter of KC standout Damarley Williams, who of course has a teammate of his, Tyreek Robinson, who's on the bench for Harbour View today.
Young Kimari Scott has some 3 goals this season in Jamaica Premier League. Such a good young prospect for Jamaican football. Flicked over the top, and he finds Allen, and finds Ainsworth. Oh, good defensive work coming in from Burton. It was a beautiful pass from Ainsworth. They can't keep him out the game. Such a quality footballer. Has some 9 goals this season for Cavalier.
Yeah, his transformation this year has been amazing to see. Can get a cross in here, a decent one, not trying to find Kimari Scott, but unable to. And as we see Kenley Deacon go down and try to get some medical attention, it is worth noting that for the majority of his career he's played as a left back. So as you can see there, his stats, he's got 9 goals and 5 assists this year. To see him make that jump from being a left back to a left winger predominantly this season, phenomenal for him.
And he has some, if my memory serves me right, some 6 assists in this Jamaica Premier League this season. Such a quality young prospect.
Only 20 years old.
Wow. Has a future, bright future ahead on John Stewart.
To imagine that at only 20 years old to have 3 Premier League titles already, that's fantastic.
Really good. But the Cavaliers team has produced a lot of young players, as I mentioned earlier, that have came through schoolboy football, and no difference with Harbour View as well.
Most definitely. And Cavalier actually are the youngest team in the league currently in terms of average age, and it just goes to show you the approach that they take. They are able to balance. They're able to do something that most teams aren't able to, which is balance having a win-now mentality while still developing their youngsters. And you can see it. Adrian Reid, he's just 19. Jerome McClearly is pretty young as well, only 22 I believe. Majority of their standout players this year and right throughout their tenure in terms of winning the Premier Leagues that they have over the last couple of years, young players, so they really push development, and it's great to see.
One standout player for Cavaliers over the last couple of years is this captain Giovanni Leng. Always been a standout player.
Of course, as well, he's been fantastic this year. Of course, got off to a rough start, I think, individually as well as the team defensively, but just like last year, they've really stepped up on that end, and that's been key to them picking up some results lately.
There's one of the players who stand out this season. Only lost possession this time, Brown. Oh, beautiful delivery from Ainsworth, and he finds Massacre broken up on this occasion by Patchman, and he's out for a throw into Cavalier, move on the right. Lovely touch. This is good. Lovely build up here. Chance. Oh, there's a chance. Shots. And just wide of the target. Looking at penalty on this occasion was Cavalier. That was a beautiful build up here, John.
Most definitely, as you can see it on the replay here, Harbour View just couldn't get it clear, and no one able to react in time as the pass fell to the edge of the box. And that's the sort of defensive frailty that we've seen that has plagued them all season. Harbour View have conceded the second most goals in the league thus far. But now they're on the attack here with Roger Granville.
Granville looking to get by his mark. A good defensive work coming in from Donaldson on this occasion. Ainsworth, they can't keep him out of the game. Looking for Scott. He finds young Scott. This one driven. This is good from Cavalier Reed. Looking to get by Reese. He does beautifully. Whipped inside. And just out of the reach. Short from distance. And just over the crossbar. That was a beautiful effort. Lovely turn. And to get a shot off, it was fantastically done.
And I have to say, right through this game thus far, in the opening 11 minutes or so, Ainsworth has been the key figure, as he has been for the majority of the season, in this attacking third. They've enjoyed a lot of opportunities and joy down that right hand side. They seem to be making a point of duty to attack down that right wing, Cavalier.
Gavin Burton down the left for Harbour View. And not the best of pass this time around. He was looking for Granville, too big. And it's out for a goal kick to Cavalier as we approach minute number 12 in this encounter. Still goalless here at Stadium East. Long delivery upfield. Looking for Massacre. Harbour View in possession with Brown. And he lost possession. And now Cavaliers on the counter. And finds young Scott. Gets by Reese. Expertly done. Whipped inside. And it's all the way back to Ainsworth. And he won a throw-in. Excellent work from Ainsworth.
And we did promise you some updates from around the league on this final day, where a lot of teams still have a lot to play for, including the top two teams in the league who are playing today. Coincidentally, Mount Pleasant have just taken the lead against Montego Bay United, courtesy of a goal from the league's top scorer, Raheem Edwards.
He goes up to 22 goals in Jamaica Premier League this season. He's someone to stop with scoring goals. Not going to be easy. His scoring boot is on for this 2025-2026 season in Jamaica Premier League. And gave away possession is Harbour View. Now it's with Chang. Still has possession. He finds a former Wolmer's boy player. Back to Brown. Finds Trayvon Reed. Still Reed. Looking for that delightful ball through. And broken up by Cavalier on this occasion. And this process, a free kick awarded to Cavalier.
And some more updates. It seems that Cavalier, who of course, need I remind you, a win for them and a loss for Cavalier would push them into 6th place, usurping the defending champions in that playoff spot. Cavalier are in danger here because Arnott Gardens are leading 2-0 thanks to a goal from Ricardo Thomas and of course the one they call Parco Blocks, Fabian Reed, with his 17th of the season.
Age is also a number for Fabian Reed. He continues to score goals at regular interval for Arnott Gardens. Now it's with Harbour View with Gavin Burton. Finds Deacon over on the left. This is beautiful build-up so far. And this one whipped through from Thompson. And the free kick awarded to Cavalier on this occasion. As we approach a 15th minute of this encounter, John, still no goals yet, but still promising signs in this encounter.
Most definitely, we've seen both teams really try to go at it. Neither team have been excellent defensively this year, so this does promise a game with plenty of chances, and it has been that as of now. Both teams really going for it.
This should be the order of the day from now on in Jamaica Premier League for 2025-2026 season, and it's crunch time as we speak. This is a final round in the 39th round in Jamaica Premier League this season.
And how fitting it is that these two end the season when they actually begun the season in the same way. Both teams played each other on the first day. That game ended 0-0, and then in late December, Cavalier won 1-0 thanks to a late Christopher Ainsworth goal. They'll be hoping that they can replicate that today, as they really do need this result in order to make it into the playoffs and have a chance at defending their title, which they've won 2 years in a row.
Well, the last time Harbour View won this competition was back in 2022. They have been through some drought after, and even now in 2026 it's been a rough season for the Harbour View team. They lost some quality players, and so to its Cavaliers, and they have lost some key players that have gone on, and players that have represent Mount Pleasant Academy, and they are at the top of the standing, surpass Montego Bay United.
Most definitely, Cavalier have lost plenty of players. Of course, John Mara Calvin would have bagged 20 in the league last season. He's gone to St Mirren in Scotland, and so too has Richard King to the same club. Dwayne Atkinson, of course, plenty of players who contributed at the highest level.
Not the best of free kicks from Trayvon Reid on this occasion. To mention his last 4 games haven't been on the score sheet, stuck on 20 goals for some time. This is a game where he wants to up the tempo for Harbour View. Granville looking to get by his marker, and a fantastic tackle coming in on this occasion for Cavalier. Mullins, still Mullins, fighting his way through Mullins, still Mullins. Well, he lost possession this time to Ainsworth, and a decent tackle coming in from Thompson this occasion for Harbour View, and it will be a throw into Cavalier. Move on the right, taken quickly, and good defensive work coming in from Gavin Burton. With a soft touch, he lost possession. It's with Cavalier on this occasion. Thompson finds Chung. He's looking for Brown. Brown, he has space. Not a lot of options inside the 18-yard box. And he's being marked. This one whipped inside by Reese. And straight with Jamari Scott in goal for Cavalier. And a good first touch from Ainsworth. He's been a work maker, but he lost possession to Deacon, another excellent midfielder, and in process he won a free kick.
So far they've been really applying a lot of pressure to Cavalier. Cavalier have been forced to go a bit more direct at times in their approach so far in this game, which they actually prefer to do. So they've been so successful on the counter, especially in the playoffs.
Mullins, Deacon, still Deacon, and he finds Reese. Brown, 17 goals this season, Jamaica Premier League. Looking for Chung, broken up. One back possession is Mullins. Brown, the first touch has been poor. He is still in possession, is Brown. Reese. And back to the defensive line with Parchment. Gavin Burton. Not the best of pass, and he's out of touch for a goal kick to Cavalier.
And just some more updates from around the league. Hornet Gardens now 3 goals up front, and it's that man once more, Fabian Reed, on the score sheet with his 18th of the season, and it's going to get a bit spooky now as the game wears on for Cavalier. They're definitely now going to have to find some goals if they really want to make it into the playoffs once more. But also, Waterhouse leading Dumbo Holden currently, and I I believe Portmore United are also 1-0 up near on barrel with the goal for Waterhouse, but Oreen Watson scoring for Portmore against Tivoli.
Another loopy pass by Javon Ellen. Good defensive work from Burton. And he finds Granville to Trayvon Reed. And a clash of the captains on this occasion. And in the process, a throwing awarded to Trayvon Reed of Harbour View.
Mentioned before, Harbour View showed a real lack of fight against Dumbo Holden a couple of weeks ago when they lost that game 4-0. But since then, not just the fact that they've won their both games since then, including a 4-3 thriller against Montego United, but it's just the manner and the way they've played since then. They've gone about their business really professionally, and I love the fight that they've been showing since then. Great coaching job.
Deacon finds Burton all the way over to Thompson. Back to Deacon. Being the standout player in the middle of the park this season for Harbour View. Deacon still has possession. His on and off ball movement has been brilliant. And a switch of ends from Parchment. He finds Gavin Burton over on the left. Whipped over the top, looking for Granville on this occasion. Broken up. Kimali Scott. Lost possession this time, Mullins. A lovely pass, finds Kimali Scott. He has one player. Oh, lovely work coming in from Reese. Such a good defender. Not the best of pass this time from Chung. And another poor. This is really poor from Cavaliers. And he's out for a corner kick to Harbour View. In swinger, and a good save here coming in from Scott, and it's out for a throw into Harbour View. That was a lovely searching and delivery, swung inside, not expertly done by Jamari Scott in goal for Cavalier. As we approach the 24th minute of this encounter so far, John, there has been some beautiful distribution of the football by both teams, but both teams yet to break that important deadlock.
Most definitely, and I have to say, Cavalier have had perhaps the better of the chances in terms of creating clear-cut opportunities, and it is impressive to see, but at the same time, it's the same issues that has plagued them right throughout this season. They do have some defensive frailties where if perhaps Harbour View were a bit more of a clinical team overall, they'd cause them some problems because they're creating some half chances of their own, and they're going to have to display that clinical nature in front of goal, Harbour View, because as you mentioned before, their fate's still not totally in their own hands. Still have to win the games, yes, but they have to hope that Malines United lose today.
Christopher Ainsworth has been the standout player throughout the season for Cavalier, and so far in this encounter he has stand out as well.
Most definitely. He's enjoyed a lot of joy down that right hand side, beating his man, not afraid to take them on. And I love that he's pretty fearless, and his skill on the ball is so underrated. He's not necessarily a mazy dribbler, but if he needs to beat a man 1v1, he can, and that sort of confidence you just don't typically see from someone who's pretty much been playing left back for the majority of his career. It's pretty impressive to say the least.
You're absolutely correct, but when you look at the stats, the point standing, Harbour View, he really needs goals. They need a win first and foremost. And they need goals. Mullins United need a win. And I tell you what, if you could give us the stats on Mullins United game, it could tell a real story in this Jamaica Premier League 2025-2026 season. I think that game is goalless as we speak, and it's goalless here. Wow, this is what Jamaica Premier League for 2025-2026 boils down to. The final game of the 39th game of the round to decide the fate of two teams. Those two teams locked on the same amount of points going into the final game. Mullins United and Harbour View.
Most definitely, but also some ramifications at the other end of the table, as Mount Pleasant once more have taken the lead against Montego Bay United. A pretty back and forth game there. Angelo Exilos with the go-ahead goal for Mount Pleasant. Pretty back and forth stuff in that top of the table crash.
Both Mullins and Harbour View same points. And the two leaders locked with the same amount of points, the Montego Bay United and Mount Pleasant Academy, 71 points apiece. But goal difference is the order of the day. Good work coming in from Gavin Burton. Whipped over the head by Thomas. And he finds Kimali Scott. Back to Thomas. Oh, gets away from his marker. And could be a yellow card issued as well. It's a yellow card issued to Reese on this occasion. That was a lovely turn. And easy decision for referee Parchment. And it will be a free kick awarded to Cavaliers inside Harbour View's half.
Should Cavaliers still be struggling with goals, they do have plenty of firepower on the bench. Chad James has 6 seasons, their second top goal scorer. Of course, the Marley Williams, who scored on his debut, if you can remember, as that crossed his claim there. He scored on his debut against Spanish Town. They'll be hoping that he can provide something off the bench. The young KC standout in the Money Cup, if he is summoned.
Reese. And it's Parchment. A long ball of field. And it goes out of touch. In fact, a throw into Harbour View. Approaching the 29th minute of this encounter. Still goalless here at Stadium East. The defending champions against Harbour View. As this will be a counter-attack here. Whipped inside, finds Ainsworth! And his word goes wide of the target. In fact, a deflection. And it's out for a corner kick to Cavalier. But look at this build-up here, John.
Oh, lovely work down that left-hand side once more by Cavalier. They've exploited the wings. Their fullbacks are getting absolutely decimated at the moment, Harbour View. And they're taking advantage of the transitional play. And they forced a corner here. And a dangerous opportunity from this set piece.
I tell you what, 7 players are waiting this delivery. And it's an in swinger. And headed from danger. But as far as Ainsworth. Lost possession. Chung in possession. Looking for Chavon, Reed broken up. And it's with Cavalier. Looking for Kimali Scott. And he finds Thompson, the former Wilmer's boy player. Finds Brown. Mullins shoots. And it will be a corner kick awarded to Harbour View on this occasion. This is what you want to see. Lovely build up. and good execution. 30 minutes of this encounter. Lovely sunshine, beautiful breeze, and a fabulous day for football at the Stadium East in Kingston.
Of course, per the recent news, you won't be there home for much longer, but it's been a fantastic day here. Cross coming in there, unable to be met at the back post by a head of a yellow and blue shirt, but Harbour View really putting the pressure on, despite at times being second best in terms of generating quality chances in the final third. They've still been quite excellent, and following on from their 1-0 win against Malines United, they do look to be on quite the form, pretty fearless as they come up against the defending champions.
But look at those two players who stand out with goals for Harbour View this season. Trayvon Reid and Young Brown together has 37 goals this season, but not much from the other players.
Most definitely over-reliance on them.
And not the best of defensive work from Burton. Ainsworth, over dribble on this occasion, but that was decently done to get away from his defender with the final touch. And he's out for a goal kick. In football, you say leave a defender to dead. That's what just happened to Gavin Burton, the former Kingston College and defender. But just a final touch was poor from Christopher Ainsworth. 9 goals this season in Jamaica Premier League, and some 6 assists, and a clear indication of what his worth is about this season. He has distributed some outstanding deliveries, and he has demonstrated that he can score goals in any position he's given. But not been able to do so in this encounter, as it's kept to goalless between the defending champions Cavalier and the 2022 champions Harbour View, who is fighting to stay in top flight football for 2027.
And just some more updates around the league in what is essentially at this point perhaps for Waterhousey dead rubbers. They've already secured their playoff spot. They are 2-0 up now against Dumbo Holden, who have given a good account of themselves throughout the league season. But now we return with Marlon Pinnock.
And good defensive work coming in from Parchment, Deacon. You look at the work coming in from Christopher Ainsworth. That shows the commitment of the young player. Such a determined player. As it will be a throw-in over on the left for Harbour View. Deacon been roughed up on this occasion by Ainsworth. A throw taken finds Gavin Burton, who goes back to his keeper Davis. Looks over on the right, he finds Brown. Chested on to Reese. Still Reese. Parchment. And hooked up in the middle of the park. This is a chance for Trayvon Reid. A chance shoots and scores. Trayvon Reid gets his 21st in Jamaica Premier League for 2025-2026 season. Look at this, John Stewart.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Mistake, yes, in the middle of the park by the Cavalier defense, but what a finish. Did well to take it down, stayed composed in front of goal, and he unleashed into the top corner beyond the goalkeeper Jamari Gordon. He had no chance with that shot.
This was special, a special moment. Look at this. Kept it under control, gets away from the defender, and the awareness, the position, and the execution at his finest from one of the finest strikers in Jamaica Premier League for 2026. Take a ball, Trayvon Reid, the 21st this season, and a very, very important goal for Harbour View based on the context of the Jamaica Premier League.
Most definitely, because as things stand right now, it would seem as though we'll be Ornette Gardens and Racing United going ahead into the playoffs. Cavalier, oh, it doesn't look good for them now. It'd be pretty embarrassing as the defending champions.
Headed out from Reese. Still Cavalier hunting. Such a determined team. Coached by Woodall Speed. And he's also the national. What a strike that was. Came in the 34th minute from Trayvon Reed. Separate both teams here at Stadium East.
We've talked about what it means for Cavalier in terms of their chance of getting to the playoffs, but what about Harbour View's survival hopes? That does make them now 2 points clear of Malines United, who are still drawing with Treasure Beach, as we see the advantage was played initially, but the foul is called back there.
A yellow card being issued to Dwayne Hallin on this occasion. Not the best of tackle coming. Look, that was a finish. Clinical, expertly done, from a player who knows how to score. But what is special about this goal, he was very composed, picked his spot, and did he execute for the 2022 champions Harbour View. Still hopes for Harbour View. But can Cavalier make a game of this? Still inside the first half, in fact 37 minutes into this one, and a special one for both teams. But you look at the comparison in the game so far, majority of the football is with Cavalier, but one opening, and Trayvon Reed makes the difference between both teams. Reese already having a fabulous afternoon so far. He finds Parchment. Back to Gavin Burton. Parchment whipped up field. Oh, lovely down finds Chung. And good defensive work coming in from Captain Leng. He's been under some pressure. Whipped up field. Oh, too close to Jamal. In fact, Davis in goal for Harbour View. He finds Deacon. As composed as I get is Trayvon Reed. He finds Deacon in the middle of the park. Mullins, not the best of effort. Straight to Jamal Scott in goal. It's with Cavalier. Cuts inside. With this one over the top, looking for Ainsworth. Not the best. And a chance. Still Cavalier. Scott, been under some immense pressure by Harbour View. Shoots, blocked by Burton. Deacon will come away chumps for Harbour View. Granville, back to Deacon. Finds Trayvon Reed. Tackle coming in from Cavalier. This one is played over on the middle of the park. The former Wilmer's boy in possession. He finds Brown. Not the best of first touch. Lost possession. Yet again gave away possession is Cavalier. Chang. Back to Thompson. All the way to Reese. Whipped over the top looking for Trayvon Reed. And good defensive work. Coming in from the number 30, Donaldson this occasion, and is out of touch for a throw into Harbour View.
Well, we've been referencing the playoffs all afternoon long, but now it's as good a time as any to just remind you, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are at home and are unaware, the playoffs do officially commence on the 10th of this month, and all games will be played at the National Stadium this year. That's right, no neutral games. All of the games will be at a neutral venue, which is the National Stadium, as I said before. No home and away fixtures this year.
Ainsworth in possession. This one swung over on the left. Looking for a massacre on this occasion. And looking for a foul was Brown. And he has been issued. It will be a throw-in over on the right, deep inside Harbour View's office. It will be a throw-in. And Reese with this throw-in. It's a long one. Ainsworth. And good defensive work coming in from Gavin Burton on this occasion. Very furious with his fellow defender. And he's out for a touch. And it will be a corner kick. The third of the encounter for Cavalier as we approach the 42nd minute of this crucial encounter for both teams. And still Harbour View lead by a goal to nil. That goal came in the 34th minute. A stupendous strike from Trayvon Reid. A good one. Headed on to Scott. Not the best of finish on this occasion. And easy dealt with by Davis in goal for Harbour View.
And as you can see, the set piece coming in there, it's headed on once more by Kimari Scott, but good defending in the end there by Harbour View. And I believe that was Burton who headed it eventually back to his goalkeeper, rather actually Raoul Parchment. And I believe that's just one of the elements that I suppose he'll have to work on as he gets older and perhaps grows into his body more. It's just that aerial aspect of his game, and as a forward that's pretty important.
You're absolutely correct. As this one is flicked on by Trayvon Reid, looking for Brown. Not the best of pass coming in from Thomas on this occasion. Lost possession. It's with Brown. He also lost possession. And a fighting work coming in from Cavalier. Goes over on the right. He finds the playmaker, Christopher Ainsworth. Still Ainsworth. Reid looking for Ainsworth. A good pass flicked over. Shot blocked by Reese. And you can't keep him out of the game, Reese. And goes all the way back to Massacre. Lost possession. Brown. Looking his 18th goal of the season. He finds Chung. Still Chung. And he finds Mullins. Whipped over the top, looking for Trayvon Reid. And maybe too much elevation. And he's out of touch for a throw into Cavalier.
And we spoke already about how Cavalier look dangerous on the counter. They thrive in those transitional opportunities. But what about Harbour View? They've really started to put some pressure on the defending champions now. Roderick Granville battling for the ball there, lost out.
Whip long. This is not good. Easy as a light. Cool, calm and collected from Gavin Burton. Oh, lovely turn. Beautifully done from Mullins. And he finds Brown. Reese back to Brown. All the way back to Parchment. Over on the left, he finds Gavin Burton. Back to Parchment. Whipped upfield. Looking for Thompson. And he lost possession. And a strong tackle came in. And a free kick awarded to Cavalier. 45th minute. We're approaching in this encounter. And if you just join us, the opening goal came in the 34th. From a set piece and also a stupendous strike from the league's second highest goal scorer this season, Trayvon Reid. Oh, good work, whipped inside, and Gavin Burton was in the perfect place at a perfect time for Harbour View. And looking to rush. Desperate is the word to describe Cavalier in this encounter. Ainsworth. Reid under some immense pressure from Chung. He still has possession. And he finds Deacon. Was looking for that overhead delivery. Broken up. It's a chance. Ainsworth cuts inside. Still Ainsworth. Finds Reed. Back to the captain, Giovanni Leng. Was looking for Kimali Scott. Too big. And in fact, an offside. Been spotted by referee Patchman. 4 minutes will be added to this, the first half.
And I think it's pretty windy conditions out here. And I have a strong feeling that it perhaps took the cross away from its intended target on that occasion.
Very windy, blowing away our TV as well. And Chavon Reed on this occasion won a free kick, kicking quickly, finds Deacon. Been a standout player. Oh, flicked on. Not the best of first touch from Brown. And it's with the defending champions, Cavalier. Still hunting. Finds Christopher Ainsworth. Always find himself in some critical position. Cuts inside, shoots! Easily palmed by Davis in goal for Harbour View.
And as that is cleared down the field, I have to say, much has been made this season by several coaches about their ability to develop players. But what about this young man, Christopher Ainsworth? If there's any man who's deserving of a big money move, so to speak, it would be him. Wonderful, wonderful player. Attacking minded, of course. Oh, Kimari Scott could be in here, taken down by the goalkeeper, but won't count anyway, even if he had won a penalty, as it is judged to be offside.
And some spectators getting involved in the game as well. It's all happening. Not the best of work coming in from the number 6 Patchman. And the fans were furious on this occasion. And an offside was spotted by referee Patchman on this occasion. And just about a minute and some seconds left in this, the first half. And another free kick. Awarded to Cavalier over on the left side.
Arnett Gardens have scored yet again. They're 5-0 up now against Chapelton Maroons. And Portmore have added to their lead as well, as they're currently leading thanks to Matthew Bell. 2-0 over Tivoli Gardens. Once more, with Arnett's result currently, does look like as if this remains the same, they'd be the ones heading to the playoffs.
This one goes over the top. It's a tussle between Burton. Good, expertly done by the former Kingston College defender Gavin Burton on this occasion. You're having a gorgeous afternoon, Gavin Burton, for Harbour View. This is what it means to Harbour View. Fighting spirit has been shown. This one goes out of touch, and it will be a goal kick. And referee Parchment looks at his watch. And not much time left in this, the first half, John Stewart.
Yeah, not much left, and I have to say, Cavalier will feel a bit disappointed that they're 1-0 down, as they've generated the majority of the clear-cut opportunities in this game as the half draws to a close. But well-deserved lead for Harbour View. They took their chance when it came.
Yes, the one open came for Harbour View, and they made it count through the captain Chavon Reed leading from the front. If you look at the pass, it was a beautiful pass. But what he does, cuts on his right foot, his stronger foot, and the placement was outstanding. And in fact, the result awesome for Harbour View, will lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, some self-inflicted wounds from Cavalier, thanks to that headed on into the path of Reed by Adrian Reed, Dwayne Allen rather, but nonetheless deserved lead for Harbour View, and I have to say shaping up to be an exciting second half. But it's been, of course, once more Marlon Pinnock and John Stewart. We'll be back after the break, ladies and gentlemen.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Never, overproof from we just a do it feel we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Never, overproof from we just a do it feel we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they powered through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Never, overproof from we just a do it for we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they powered through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Never, overproof from we just a do it for we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to live coverage on the final day of the Jamaican Premier League season for the 25-26 season. Of course, I'm your color commentator for today, John Stewart, and I'll be handing over once more to Marlon Pinnock for your play-by-play commentary.
Thank you, Johnny, for just joining us. Harbour View lead by a goal to nil. A stupendous strike came from Trayvon Reed, second with goals in Jamaica Premier League this season with 21 goals, just behind Ryan Edwards of Mount Pleasant Academy with 22. And the veteran Fabian Reed gets his tally to 18, scoring 2 goals in the first half. Against Chapperton Maroons. This is a lovely knockings of the football to start by the 2022 champions, Harbour View. Brown looking for that through pass, broken up. He has space and could have done better with carrying the ball, looking for that expert pass and broken up. Reed has possession for Cavalier. And a throw-in awarded to Cavalier. Taken quickly. Looking for Ainsworth. Still Ainsworth under some immense pressure from Gavin Burton. And he finds Reed. Back to Christopher Ainsworth. Trying to whip that one off the right boot. Broken up by Reese. And over dribble on this occasion. Oh, lovely from Kimali Scott. Still Cavalier in possession, looking the equalizer. And the defensive work coming in from Parchment. A good first touch from Chung. And he still has possession, he has space. A lot of options. He finds Parchment. And he finds the former Wilmer's boy, Deacon, in possession. And he's been a good player this season, but not the best of pass. And all the way back to the man in goal, Jamari Scott of Cavalier.
It's good to see Jamari Gordon in goal today. We've seen a number of goalkeepers for Cavalier this year, but towards the end of the season it's now Jamari Gordon who's taking that starting spot, and especially good because I've had the pleasure of covering him at youth level, especially last year, and along with Kimali Scott, Damarley Williams, it's always nice to see the youngsters coming through who excelled at schoolboy level.
Ambitious pass coming in from Javon Leng on this occasion, and not the best, not precise on this occasion, out of touch, and it will be a goal kick awarded to Harbour View. And the referee Parchment trying to urge goalkeeper Davis to get on with the game as he whips this one over on the right. And looking for Brown, he gets there first, and should be a throw into Cavaliers. It is taken quickly. Looking for Massacre. Too much elevation. He's out of touch for another goal kick here for Harbour View. As we approach the 49th minute of this encounter. And Reese gets there first. But one possession is Reed looking for Kimali Scott, the former Excelsior High School Manning Cup champions. And he's with possession under some good work coming in from Reese. Such a quality defender, young Reese. And not short of effort, and not short of ability, and a playmaker. And this is what he wants to see, the fight, the determination of both teams. A long throwing, headed up, and he's a palm by Davis in goal, urging his players to go forward. from Henry for Cavalier. Deacon. Oh, beautifully done. This is good for Harbour View. Oh, looking to be cute. Finds Brown. He has space. This time he decided not to go through. Finds his captain Trayvon Reed. Gets away from his marker. Easily done. Former Kingston College player as well. Back to another in Gavin Burton. And he finds Parchment. Reese. Not the best of first touch from the captain Reed. He lost possession. Reed looking for Christopher Ainsworth. And the breeze here is blowing, really does well. Whipped inside. Looking for Scott. And headed over the crossbar, and it will be a goal kick to Harbour View.
Dangerous opportunity there for the reigning champions. Kamari Scott unable, however, to guide that header goal. And just another update for you. Malines United have taken the lead now against Treasure Beach. That could be a pivotal moment on this final day. As of course Harbour View leading puts them in contention to stay up, but for Malines as well, this could mean survival if that result remains the same.
Whoa, it's all happening in Jamaica Premier League this season. Malines United looking to stay up in Jamaica Premier League this season. So too is Harbour View, and both teams have scored in their game. And this is what Jamaica Premier League boils down to, right down to the final kick of action. This means work for Harbour View, and this means work for Malines United. And good defensive work coming in from Henry. Oh, lovely flick on, finds Skimali Scott. Good defensive work from Burton, and he finds Thompson. And Thompson finds Granville. And another broken up this time. Good fighting tackle came in. Thompson looking for that delightful ball, looking for Reed broken up. And now it's with Brown, who has some 17 goals this season, looking his 18th. Good first touch. Love the second. Flicked over, not the best of first touch this time, coming in from Brown. Lost possession, and Cavalier in possession. Christopher Ainsworth, good solid tackle from Brown, and it's also a yellow card been issued to Harbour View's number 23 Mullins.
And just the confirmation there for the game between Malines and Treasure Beach United. Malines have indeed gone up 1-0, and the goal coming from, coincidentally, a man with a similar name to yours, Marlon Pinnacle, notching his 7th of the season. And Racing United, courtesy of Ajay Grant, who has his 16th of the season. He's just scored and doubled Racing United's lead, which of course means that Racing United, as of now, look to be in contention to make the playoffs.
Another strong tackle came in. Both captains collided, and this time around the free kick goes to Harbour View. Lovely afternoon here at Stadium East for football, and we have been treated so far with some quality distribution by both teams. Only one goal separate both teams. It's to a wonderful strike. Chung goes over on the left. He finds his captain Trayvon Reed. Has 3 options inside, and second touch, poor touch, lost possession. Massacre. Ainsworth broken up from Deacon, dominates the middle of the park. Deacon still has possession, and he finds Granville. Back to Thompson, whipped inside. He finds Trayvon Reed. Beautiful build up, and he goes in the middle of the park. He finds Chung. Back to Reese. Brown. Lovely knock-ins. Chung. Back to Brown. Chung. Brown. Beautiful build-up. Cuts inside. Whipped inside. A chance. And over the crossbar.
Oh my Lord. That could be a pivotal moment in this game, but they're right on the attack again, Cavalier. And that's easily claimed by Gordon Davis, but I have to say, that seems certain to be a goal. How on earth has Roderick Granville not put that away?
Perfect opportunity to seal the deal for Harbour View. Missed by Granville. Well, a comedy of error for Harbour View this time, lost possession. And a strong tackle came in from Reese on this occasion. And maybe going for that ball in the process. Hit Kimali Scott on the boot, and it will be a free kick awarded to Cavalier.
And as Scott is down, we would just quickly like to thank the people who have made this season and this game possible. Our sponsors, of course, I want to thank Ray and Nephew, Jamaica Football Federation, the Ministry of Sports, Social Development Fund, CB Foods, the Admiral Locker Room, J and Money, Fosco Oats, Powerade, VM Group, iCool, Sunshine Snacks, Chemtech Development and Construction Company, and Sagicor Life. Once more, thank you to our sponsors for making this season and this game possible.
Reed stands behind this free kick for the defending champions, Cavalier. And based on what we have seen in the games, Arnett Garden lead by 5-0, and Mullines United take a 1-0 lead. This Jamaica Premier League 2025-2026, and going down to the final kick of round, our match number 39. And some worried-looking faces around for both teams at Stadium East. Goals could be the difference for Harbour View in this encounter.
Well, I have some disappointing news. Mullines United, well, for both teams really. As of now, Mullines United still leading against Treasure Beach, and that result would see them stay up ahead of Harbour View, would be sent to Tier 2. But we'll get back to that after this free kick.
Reed with this free kick, swung inside, and he's dealt with by Davis in goal. I think the players on the pitch, not knowing what the result is, they came off half-time with the game 0-0, and soon after the return of the second half, Mullines United scored. Wow.
And it's pretty disappointing. As you said before, goals is the difference, and they're actually tied on points as you've implied before, but it's really just the fact that for the most of the season, Harbour View have been so poor defensively. They've conceded the second most goals in the league, and as a result, their goal difference is just at this point, it's an insurmountable gap to make up. But now they're on the attack here, trying to at least lessen the gap.
Chung in possession. The free kick awarded, and this time Henry of Cavalier committing this foul. And we have seen numerous free kicks being scored by Trayvon Reed in this Jamaica Premier League this season. Such a good kicker of the ball. Numbers inside the 18-yard box defensively for Cavalier. This one whipped inside, outswinger, and goes all the way back to Kimali Scott, headed out to Massacre, and Deacon comes up with chops. He has Trayvon Reed to his right. Reed has possession. Thompson, Reed, Deacon, Brown, whipped inside. Chung, Parchment, and good defensive work coming in from Reese. And now it's with Gavin Burton, and it's out for a touch for a throw into Cavalier.
And Racing United have scored once more. They're 3-0 up. Nikhil Ellis with the goal. As for Waterhouse, Denardo Thomas has made them go up 3-0 as well. And in the Chapelton Maroons versus Onyx Gardens game, which also has ramifications for the playoffs, the Chapelton Maroons have struck twice. Onyx Gardens still leading 5-2. That result remains the same. Would see Cavalier, I should say, drop out of that coveted 6th position.
This is what it boils down to. John Stewart and Gavin Burton looks up, looking for his captain, not the best of control. Now it's with the opposite captain, Giovanni Leng. And not good from Deacon. He lost possession. It's Cavalier whipped inside. A chance! Brilliant bit of keeping by Davis in goal. That was magnificent to watch.
Absolutely fantastic. Look again. He's gotten past his man quite easily there, Ainsworth. And tell you what, that's a great save by Gavin Davis. Did well there, outstretched, trailing, and lifted his hand up. Got it over the bar in time. Great goalkeeping.
Expertly done, you'd want to say. Just got the lift and out in time. And that was one of the most important saves of his entire career. That was a good save. Ainsworth with an inning swinger goes to the back post. Too much elevation, and with the wind here at Stadium East, and it's out for a goal kick to Harbour View. As we approach the 62nd minute of this encounter, and if you just joined us, the opening goal came in the 34th minute from Chavon Reed, and it was a stupendous strike to send Harbour View in front. And still stands 1-0, and it will be a throw in here for Cavalier. Rudolph Speed trying to urge his young boys on. Desperation is the word to describe both teams on the pitch, John Stewart.
Most certainly, as we've already indicated, they do need this win here. A win would most certainly bump them back up to 6th position ahead of Arnett. We're still currently leading 5-2, and I have to say, right throughout this season, they've had to overcome a lot of adversity. Of course, started the season pretty slowly due to their participation in the Caribbean Cup, but they've rebounded well, just as they did last year. And towards the end of the season, they've come on strong. And just confirmation as well, as you can see on the screen, a substitution. Jamoy Dennis now coming in for Omarion Thomas, who scored in their previous win in the last game that they played.
Now what's with this throw-in for Cavalier? Looking for Scott. And Harbour View in possession with Granville. Not a lot of options either. His captain is over on the right, and he finds his captain. And back to Reese. Finds Thompson. And whipped over on the left side. Looking for Deacon. He does well, Deacon. And a strong tackle came in, lost possession. Was looking a free kick on this occasion. Was Chung. Referee Parchment not interested. Thompson finds Brown, and a beautiful delivery, and a strong tackle, and a goal kick awarded by referee Parchment to Cavalier.
At the end, it could end up proving to be a sad day for both teams, but they'll be hoping that results go their way in the other areas of the table. Jamari Gordon plays that downfield, and must say Cavalier need a bit of attacking impetus, and they've done well to thus far at least create chances, but they have to put the ball in the back of the net. And one step towards doing that is that they have put on Omarion Thomas, who, as I mentioned before, did score last week in that 2-0 victory against Tivoli Gardens, his 4th of the season. Hopefully he can bring them that all-important goal, and they are missing as well. Jerome McClearly, who has been fantastic for them throughout the years, especially last year in the playoffs when he scored some important goals in the quarterfinals and semi-finals against Arnett and Portmore.
Deacon, and it's been pushed in the back, and it will be a free kick awarded to Harbour View. But the defending champions are not making it to the top 6. Huge disappointment for Cavalier, and it's more bad news. And Mullines United lead by 2-0 over Cavalier Gardens. Not good signs for Harbour View, as this one is hit long, looking for massacre. And it goes out of touch, and it will be a goal kick to Harbour View.
As I mentioned before, Mullines United are 2-0 up on Treasure Beach, and it's not looking good at this point for either team. As I mentioned before, Dane Murray coming with the goal in the 62nd minute of that game. That games are just about 3 minutes behind the rest, thanks to a slightly late kickoff. And unfortunately, does seem as though the Stars of the East are in some trouble.
Well, they are in more than some trouble here, John Stewart. And a defensive work done by Parchment on this occasion. Reed in swinger. Whoa! Not the best of work coming in from goalkeeper Davis. But it goes out of touch for based on what we have seen, football is a strange game, and Mullines United has demonstrated 2-0 up against Cavalier Gardens. And here at Stadium East, both teams hunting a win, hunting goals. Only one goal in this game so far, and one is not good for either team. And you could describe the whole complexion of the fixtures, John Stewart.
And I have to say, if Mullines do stay up, they would deserve it. They've won, I believe, prior to their loss against Harbour View last week, 1-0. I believe they won their last 5 games. So to have that stretch towards the end of the season of winning 6 of your last 7 games to ensure you stay up, it would be very well much deserved if they were to play another year in the Jamaican Premier League. And I have to say, right throughout the league, they've actually been one of the better teams going forward in terms of the chances they generate. The underlying numbers suggest that they've just underperformed slightly in front of goal, which is a bit weird considering you have Nicholas Nelson giving you 16 goals this season, but it's just outside of him they've really struggled to find a real consistent goal threat. But it does bode well for next season, however, where they're perhaps going to be a stronger, much more clinical team. If the underlying numbers regress to the mean, they should be dangerous and make somewhat of like a Racing United leap, and perhaps, who knows, challenge for the playoff spot next year.
And in that 16 goals Nicholas Nelson has scored, there's also a hat-trick in it as well.
Of course, on his return
down at the Jungle and at Gardens. Trayvon Reed. First time we see Trayvon Reed going across the turf. Good delivery, and maybe too close to the man in goal on this occasion, easily palmed. And it's Cavalier with Kimali Scott whipped inside. A chance! And the post! An offside spotted, and it will be a yellow card. A donation. Wow! That was a beautiful delivery from young Kimali Scott. Whoa! It's all up in John Stewart.
And I believe Chad James was the man who eventually slammed that one home into an empty net. But unfortunately, it will not be a goal for Cavalier, as you can see on that replay there. Ainsworth headed it onto the post, and James was on hand to absolutely pelt that into the top corner, but unfortunately it won't count. Once more the champions are denied, and as of now they're still behind Garnet Gardens and still behind in this
But
match.
credit must be given as well. It was a lovely ball over the top, and then the pass was precise from young Scott, and Ainsworth did well. He really did well to get to that ball, but the post was the denier.
Seems it's come at a personal cost as well. Seems he's still down.
Desperation, the effort, the commitment, that's what you get from Christopher Ainsworth on any given day, on any pitch, and not afraid of giving the 110. But look at this. This was the start of the delivery. Lovely ball. He finds Kimali Scott, and this was the delivery. Look at this.
Replay cut short just a bit there, but great cross, as you mentioned before, from Scott rather, to find Ainsworth. Unfortunately, we're just denied by the post there.
Still Cavalier. Shot James, and he won throwing over on the left. Players urging to go forward. Watson with this throw, and it will be a long one, a searching one. It is a chance. Shoots, blocked, and it will be a corner kick awarded to Cavalier.
They'll have to hope that they can get a goal from this here. That you can see that from the throw coming in, confusion in the box, and had a snap at it there, but unfortunately for him, the Harbour View defense just threw bodies at that shot and were able to clear it in time for a corner.
Christopher Ainsworth with the outswinger, not the best, and cleared away, and another poor clearance coming in from Brown on this occasion for Harbour View, taken quickly by Reed. He finds Christopher Ainsworth, back to Reed, whipped inside, numbers, and no head went to the ball, and it's out of touch for a goal kick to Harbour View as we approach the 73rd minute of this encounter, and Cavalier getting ready for a substitution.
Also, I have to say an underrated component as to why it's been such a tumultuous season for Cavalier, and we'll get back to that. There's a chance here. Massicott chasing it down, but that's cleared brilliantly by Harbour View there.
Outstanding defensive work coming in from Gavin Burton on this occasion. I tell you what, he's having one of his best game in Jamaica Premier League this season. And another corner kick, 3 in a row for Cavalier.
As they get ready to take this set piece, it is a dangerous opportunity. They need a goal here desperately to give themselves a chance to leapfrog Garnet once more. Cross coming in.
You mentioned they need, well, both teams need goals, and in fact Harbour View need 2 goals, and based on what we have seen in the other game between Mullines United and Cavalier Gardens. A ball over the top. Christopher Ainsworth shoots, and he was nowhere near the target on this occasion. It was Watson.
down once more. Agent Reed battling in the middle of the park with Rowan Brown, who of course scored 2 in their recent victory over Montego United. Reed trying to find Chad James, who's been their second most prolific player this season. That's headed away, but not convincingly, and eventually claimed by goalkeeper there, Gowan Davis. It seems Kenley Deacon still down, just getting back to his feet, but gingerly.
Kimali Scott looking for that pass over the top, deflected, and it's out for a corner kick to Cavalier as we approach the 76th minute of this encounter. The desperation is the word to describe the looks on the face of the Cavaliers player, desperate for goals. And Arnett Guard sealing the deal, 5 goals up in their other fixtures against Shackleton Maroons. Corner kick inside, and it's an equalizer. I tell you what, Adrian Reed struck back for Cavalier. What a finish that was! Leaped over the top of the defender, and goalkeeper Davis took no chance. And so after 76 minutes, it's Harbour View 1 and the defending champions Cavalier 1.
And that could just be the most important goal they'll score all season, because even if they were to
this is football. Look at the celebration. That is what it means. And with all speed acknowledge as well. Deacon find Reese. Back to Deacon. Looking for Chaffin. Reed does find Reed. Still Chaffin. Reed twist turns. Looking to be cute on this occasion. Broken up. And another good delivery. Finds Scott. Whipped inside. And another magnificent strike.
absolute pandemonium!
10th of the season. What a strike that was, John Stewart.
Unbelievable. The scenes behind us, ladies and gentlemen. The fans are going absolutely ballistic, and rightfully so. They've struggled at home all season long. It's been up and down. There have been questions as to whether or not this team was too young, too unproven. But when the moment called for it, they have stepped up big here, and it's the man who has delivered for them this season time and time again, Christopher Ainsworth, with, as you mentioned, his 10th of the season, and perhaps the most important goal of the season.
Well, John, you mentioned probably it's the most important goal of the season, but look at this pass again from Kimali Scott, the former Excelsior High School Money Cup champion. Look at this. His passing has been precise, and the finish was amazing. Look at that from Christopher Ainsworth. 2-1 here in favor of Cavalier.
Great cross, as you mentioned before, from Kimari Scott, who's been really dangerous all game. Love how direct he's been, and that's the type of fearlessness you get from players who are just coming out of schoolboy football. They don't really know any better. They're just going into every 50-50, taking on every defender they see at will, and it's paid off. He's created that all-important goal, and as of now, Cavalier once more in charge of their own destiny. As I was trying to say before earlier, a draw alone with a shot.
Deflected off the crossbar. I think Davis got a fingertip to it. That was a strike.
He had to.
It was a strike, John.
That was quite some effort from Adrian Reed, looking for the second of the game, and I believe he's 6th of the season.
Whoa! Just a fingertip denied. A third in the game for Cavalier. 2 goals came in 2 minutes of the second half.
And that's what champions are made of. That's why they're defending champions, because when things look down and out and seem improbable, they always seem to get it right in the big moments.
I tell you what, that second goal really triggered Harbour View in this encounter. As a in-swinger came in, And goes out of touch for a goal kick to Harbour View. 3 minutes of magic from the defending champions. Wow. That strike from
Asian Reed.
Ainsworth, his 10th of the season, but look how he got his head around the ball to find the far post. Clinical. Talent is what he has. He has ability. It's another chance here for Cavalier. A chance for a third! And seems to be a good defensive work coming in from Parchment on this occasion. It's all happening. Look at this. Poor defensive work coming in from the Stars of the East. And could have been another denied massacre. His first of the game.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic from the defending line there from Harbour View. Parchment, as you mentioned before. And Cavalier really piling the pressure on now.
Reed with this corner kick, not the best. And goes out of touch. And it will be a goal kick to the Stars of the East. Went up in the 34th minute to a strike from their captain Trayvon Reed. And then the 76th, a strike from Reed. And then the 77th, a strike from Christopher Ainsworth. 2-1 up.
As it stands now, that would catapult them back to 5th place, which would mean, if it stays like this, if they do make the playoffs, which that would already be fantastic, the news would be, of course, they'd be playing Waterhouse at the National Stadium in their first quarter-final matchup. They'll be hoping they can get the better of Harbour View here first, however.
Of course, you can't keep this man out of the game. And Christopher Ainsworth is attacking, and now he's defending, and does expertly on this occasion. And it will be, should be a corner kick to the Stars of the East, the 2022 champions in Jamaica Premier League. And now, based on the structure of what is happening, they could be in a different league come next season.
Harbour View desperate themselves, making 3 changes, and included in those 3 changes is former KC star who won the Manning Cup a couple of years ago, Tyreek Robinson, who's excelled at the youth level for Harbour View. He'll be hoping to make an impact. Of course, he scored in his debut last season.
Also another Kingston College player, Ziminese, his first touch. And it's out for another corner kick to Harbour View. Ziminese is also the brother of another player who plays in this Jamaica Premier League. And his brother would have played for Jamaica College. He plays his football for Portmore United.
Yeah, his brother is actually one of perhaps my favorite players in this league. Amazing young right back.
This one whipped inside from Reese. And good defensive work coming in from Henry. Reese has possession. Gavin Burton. Reese gets inside the middle of the park. Brown. And shot. Blocked. And goes all the way to Ziminese. Thompson, a former Woolmer's boy, in possession. Whipped inside. And straight to the man in goal for Cavalier. And he goes over on the left immediately and finds Christopher Ainsworth. It's a lob ball. Lovely. Oh, beautiful delivery. Shot James. Cuts inside. Shoot! And over a crossbar. Lovely movement off the feet from Chad James. Well, that was another delightful ball over the top for Cavalier.
Hey,
So it will be a throw-in to Cavalier, as this one is whipped, loopy one, and all the way back to Thomas, who's looking for his captain Trayvon Reed, and intercept by the captain himself, Javon Ling. Kimali Scott, and some movement off the feet. And Thompson goes over on the left for Harbour View. Mullins switch and he finds Reese. Long searching delivery looking for Javon Reed. Looking his 22nd of the season. And broken up by Reed in possession. He finds Christopher Ainsworth. And he finds Kimali Scott. A chance for Ainsworth! Still Ainsworth. Scott! Blocked! And it goes out for a corner kick to Cavalier.
Just slight correction. We've been saying Chad James's name, but actually it has been Jamoy Dennis who's been the one that's been brought on and has been playing in that number 11. Apologies once more. And as we approach just 4 minutes left in this game, it's really turned on its head in this second half thanks to that 2-minute spell of goals from Cavalier. They'll be hoping to add a third.
Ainsworth with this in-swinger. Too big. And it goes out for a goal kick to Harbour View as we approach the 87th minute of this encounter. Well, John Stewart, 3 minutes of excellent football, took the game away from Harbour View.
Most definitely. And with how Arnett Gardens have been going in their game against Shepperton Maroons, you would have been forgiven for thinking that it looked pretty abysmal in terms of the state of the season for Cavalier. Looked like a disappointing end to what has been a tumultuous season, but they were not to be denied, Cavalier, and even so, Arnett Gardens still absolutely destroying their opponents. Currently now 7-2 up against Shepperton Maroons. They've absolutely delivered some thrashings out this season, but now Cavalier on the attack once more.
And also it will be a throw-in over on the right for Cavalier. And also a double substitution getting ready to be made by the defending champions, Cavalier. Out comes young Kimali Scott. Has some 2 assists in this game. And the standout Excelsior High School Manning Cup player has been substituted, but what a remarkable game he has. And he has been replaced by another young prospect of Jamaica Premier League. And I think that is schoolmate as well.
That's the Marley Williams, who was mentioned before, has stood out at the Manning Cup level already. He's been a fantastic player at the youth level as well for Cavalier in some youth competitions. Fantastic talent, the Marley Williams. Quick, strong for his age and height, and a pretty skillful player. And there's also another substitution for, I believe, Harbour View this time. Their goalkeeper, Najee Graham, is coming onto the pitch.
And he replaced Davis. Another cross comes inside, a chance. Dennis Miller. Dennis. Still Dennis. Makes some useful contribution since he made his entry on the park. And this one plays all the way back to Henry. Lovely first, a beautiful delivery. And too much elevation, but he does well. And lost possession. And it will be. And here we go again, another poor effort. This is poor from the Stars of the East, losing their way now after 2 goals conceded in 3 minutes.
And that's just the type of thing you just don't want to see from your team And I have no doubt that Coach Lenworth Hyde will be looking to that as a sign of weakness. The fact that their heads have gone down ever since those 2 goals. They looked pretty bright and great going forward with some intent, but ever since those 2 goals, the heads have dropped, and it's been all Cavalier.
Well, in fact, 5 minutes will be added to this, the second half, as this one whipped inside and it on, and over the top. Brilliant effort this was, and it was young Reed again. Already scored one off his head, and now look at this, and just over the crossbar. And the passing has been precise in the second half. Look at this, but just over the crossbar. Harbour View with Zimonese, and the free kick being awarded, and a yellow card been issued as well. And hands in face, and umpire, well, referee Parchment decided it's a yellow card offence. And there's also a free kick being issued to Harbour View. Less than 5 minutes left, in fact 4 minutes left in this encounter, and Harbour View look to be relegated from Jamaica Premier League for the next season.
And in fact, it's all but confirmed, as Malines United's game has ended against Treasure Beach. They won 2-0. That means, sadly, that for the first time in pretty much forever, Harbour View will not be playing Tier 1 football in Jamaica. It is a sad day for a historic franchise. A lovely ball out wide to Jamoy Dennis, however. We'll get back to that after.
And a chance! Brilliant save! That was a brilliant save by the substitute keeper. Najee Graham on this occasion. Look at that! Still showing that he needs time. And that was some amount of save. Denies a third for Cavalier. Through and taken quickly by Reed. And it will be another throw-in over on the left side for the defending champions. And just about 2.5 minutes left in this encounter. Reed looking to buy his time over on the flag. And he has lost possession. And it will be a throw into Harbour View deep inside their half.
As the game comes to a close, I have to say there have been some great performances right throughout this game, but for me the man that has stood out has been Christopher Ainsworth. He's been brilliant, going on both sides of the ball, really, going forward and defensively, and especially in that final third, got the all-important second goal to put Cavalier in front. And for me, he's not just been their player of the game, but their player of the season.
I think it's a collective team effort in the second half. Nothing from young Kimali Scott, he was brilliant. Nothing from Reed, Adrian Reed, he was fantastic as well. And coming on is Dennis, and he has shown promising signs of things to come in this Jamaica Premier League.
Most definitely. And speaking of young players in the Jamaican Premier League, Jamon Lyles just scored his third of the campaign. Waterhouse are 4-0 up front now against Dunbo Holding, and Racing United's game against Spanish Town has just ended 4-0.
Well, he was just praising the keeper, and this time this one went through his palm and goes out for another corner kick to Cavalier. John Stewart seconds away from disappointment for the Stars of the East, Harbour View.
Most definitely.
Corner kick comes inside the head and goes all the way to Gavin Burton. And still Harbour View. And it's like nothing happening in this the second half since those 2 goals came for Cavalier. Ainsworth. He finds Henry. And easy as a like. Cool, calm and collective is Henry, and in this process, he won a free kick and taken quickly all the way to Captain Giovanni Leng. And he finds Watson back to Christopher Ainsworth. And referee Parchment, I've seen enough. Disappointment, disbelief for the Stars of the East Harbour View. And it was never in the writing. But Cavaliers, the defending champions, steal the deal and sends Harbour View out of Jamaica Premier League for next season. But all in all, it was a magnificent day of football for the defending champions. But disappointment, look at the faces of the Harbour View players. And credit again to Cavaliers, the defending champions. It was a collective team effort in the second half. Christopher Ainsworth, no doubt about his ability, and he gets his 10th goal of Jamaica Premier League this season. And of course, Adrian Reed gets his 6th. And nothing about the young, talented, rising star Kimali Scott. He was fabulous on the pitch. And Mullines United stays alive in Jamaica Premier League for next season, beating Tivoli Gardens by 2-0. And here at Stadium East in Kingston, Jamaica, Cavaliers, the defending champions, got the better of the 2022 Jamaica Premier League champions, Harbour View, and sends the Stars of the East to a different scenario for next season. But all in all, on behalf of the production team, Jamaica Premier League, the sponsors, and we are signing out, the commentators, John Stewart, and yours truly, Marlon Pinnock, signing out from Stadium East. Stay tuned.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go, the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it.
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear rum, it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew, overproof from we just a do it for we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go, the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful, because they power through, Day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture. Yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one bar, yeah.
Named the Sunshine Snacks Man of the Match Award. How does it feel to put on a season-defining performance in the most important game?
It's a good feeling as always, you know, to make it to the playoff this season. It's a very, very good feeling.
Of course, you guys struggled for a lot of the season, but towards the back end, you guys really rallied together and put together a string of wonderful results and managed, as you said before, to get into the playoffs. What do you think was key to the turnaround in your guys' season?
We are the defending champions, so you know the fighting spirit is going to be there, so there was no doubt about it.
And of course, you guys look to play Waterhouse, I believe, in the playoffs coming up pretty soon. How confident are you guys that even though you've already won twice before in a row, you can go ahead and do the three-peat?
Yeah, we're very confident that we can get the job done. We never fail anyone, as you can see. So yeah.
And that was on display today. You guys were losing, but you somehow once more came back and won the game. Congratulations, Christopher. All the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Anytime I rep in the country, rear rum, it have to come with me.
No matter what the bad vibes,
Poor rear rum, a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
And if you overproof, I'm just a do it to the culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. Tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, tastes way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it is.
Good afternoon, Coach. Congratulations once more, not just on the win today, but of course on the result of what it means for your season. Make it into the playoffs once more. What does it mean?
Well, for us, it means an opportunity to go to CONCACAF. It's really that's what it means. So for us, winning this game is never just about the game within itself, but with a vision and a view that we need to reach the top six first and foremost, and then from there, we just take it from there one game at a time.
Of course, Christopher would have mentioned in his interview that you guys are the defending champions, so that knowledge of how to win games even in dire situations just came about as to why you guys won today. But talk us through what it's been like just right throughout the season, because you guys are on average, I believe, the youngest team in the league, and once more you lost quite a number of key players, and somehow, some way you guys managed to get to the playoffs once more.
Well, truth be told, this has been one of our toughest seasons so far. I mean, I can't remember so much goals scoring against us in any season at all. We know that we have been rebuilding, and so we know that would have been a factor for us, the struggle. So the struggle for us this season was real, but the youngsters, which we started with, they are maturing now. I can see the result of today, that they pressed on and they fight. There were a few of the senior players that turned up today, and it was good for us. We get a good result, and we just keep building.
Of course, you mentioned some of the players that really stepped up this season, and of course, among them was Ainsworth, who transitioned from being predominantly a left back to playing more further forward on that left wing spot this season, and he turned up big in terms of adding more goals and assists to his game. Talk us through what he has meant for you guys this season.
Well, for us, Ainsworth is still one of our best attacking players. He does well with the left or right side, and so we figured we'd play him further upfield, that he can get some better result upfield. Because we have been struggling with attacking players, especially at number 9 for the season, from the season start. So for Ainsworth coming in now and turning up, it's good for us. We expected it from him, and he pulled it out for us even today.
All right, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Once more on the win today, and of course what it means for you going forward as you prepare for the playoffs. All the best.
Thank you.
Way better.
I save from VM Building Society. Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful because they powered through. Day after day, challenge after challenge. You see, true power is not something you can buy or collect. It's something that starts on the inside, and you always know it when you see it. Sunshine Snacks Peanuts, proud supporters of the powerful.
Ray and Never, feel we culture, yo!
New beginning, we winning, so share our spirit where you living, yeah.
Share it!
I make we all a one par, you don't know we come from far.
From far, easy. Anytime we rep, feel we country. Rear it have to come with we.
No matter with the bad vibes.
Poor rear a celebration time.
I feel we culture. Make we show ya Jamaican culture.
Ray and Nephew overproof from we just a do it to we culture.
A CB chicken, a better way. Introducing air chill chicken. It have more flavor, you don't know what you're missing. It tastes better, full of flavor in the kitchen. Better value, better taste, better chicken. CB chicken, tastes way better. Air chilled chicken, taste way better. Better value, better taste, better chicken. No antibiotic and hormone free. Have you tasted the new air chilled chicken? Or my chicken nut? CB chicken, it tastes way better.
I save from VM Building Society.
Good afternoon, sir. Disappointing result today, of course, but just talk us through on what has been a disappointing season. Talk us through what you think may have led to that.
Generally, I think we have not really been prepared for this. We haven't done too badly towards the latter end of the season, but earlier we needed to have prepared a lot better. We didn't. We did not have the consistency in terms of where we needed to be and so on. I've made a comment there that for me, our major problem has been the absence of a midfield that plays the kind of passing game that we are traditionally known for, right? And because of that, we ended up too often, I just saw some of it today, with the defenders providing the final pass, right? So when that happens, you give over the ball to the opponents, and therefore we were punished for that. We also led, as we did today, in a number of games and gave up the lead because we were not maintaining possession of the ball, which we should have done.
And of course, how confident are you guys that you can just get back up to tier 1?
We always try to work towards our objectives, and we failed this year, and therefore we are going to organize the group of players that we do have here and the youngsters coming through to ensure that they will graduate into our senior system and assist us going forward and getting back to where we should be.
Of course, it's not all doom and gloom. There were some bright spots throughout the season. Trayvon, of course, came close to being the top goal scorer in the season. Rowan Brown.
Oh, I didn't know he was overcome.
Yeah, Raheem Edwards overtook him towards the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he had 20-something goals, but...
Yeah. Rowan Brown also had his best ever season. Of course, Tariq Robinson.
We didn't have enough other people adding to the tally, right? And therein again lies the difficulties that we have. We never had a traditional centre forward the whole season, a known centre forward, and we had two young centre forwards who decided not to step up from our youth program. And they're both, one scored the most goals for KC 2 years in a row, and he decided for whatever reason not to show up. The other scored consistently over the last 3 years at centre forward, and neither decided to show up. There is a weakness in what happens in the system, and we just have to accept that we didn't have enough and we didn't do enough.
Unfortunate result and an unfortunate state of the season, but nevertheless, all the best for
Thank you.
Future.
Going forward. Yeah, I never know.
Every deposit got me here. Every step forward put me in the driver's seat.
For everything you're looking forward to, open an iSave account today. Visit gotomyvm.com to get started.
Every $25,000 you save with iSave earns an entry to win cash or a new home of your own. The more you save, the more entries you get, and every entry has a chance to win a brand new home of your own. VM iSave is the key to winning.
Here's to the early risers, and we are here all-nighters, the go the extra milers, and let's do it until it works, workers. People who are powerful because they